I got big hair today.
Nice.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Happy Thursday, Flosstube.
Hi.
Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name's
good.
Caroline. Oh, you're gonna. Sorry, I always cut you off there, don't I? My name's Caroline, and I'm the owner of Evertote.
And I'm Kerri, and I'm the owner and dyer behind Roxy Floss Co.
We have new tags. You have new tags. I didn't bring them. None of my floss is on new tags. We'll have to share. I'll put in a picture here of what Kerri's new tags look like. They're beautiful.
I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with them.
They turned out really.
I love the little blurb on the back.
Yeah. Little
Clever.
public service announcement. So I have a lot to share today. I have a lot to share today. Do you have a lot to share today?
I do not have a lot to share. I have, I actually even brought some knitting because I have so little stitching to show.
But you have a finish.
I do, but did we not show this last week?
No.
We didn't?
It's been a month since we recorded together.
Oh, right.
See, the thing is, we did show it to people who came to the open house.
Right.
But we didn't actually...
Maybe it was just a whip when we showed it last.
I don't even think you showed it as a whip. Oh, maybe you did.
I don't know. Anyways.
Look at that.
Ta-da.
Oh, it is beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Thanks. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, it's a quick stitch. It's not. It's a Jacob chart. So, but I mean, it was a week, and
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. It's so delicate and pretty,
and all the little lollipop colors.
Show them.
No, we'll hide it and just talk about it.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. The little lollipop trees are so pretty. So you did this conversion yourself. This is a Jacob chart. I don't have...
No, I didn't do this conversion.
Hannah did this one, right?
The only thing that I changed was up here. So
yeah.
Originally we were going to go with the color that's on the A, and it is there, but it's just tone on tone. And then I tried a new color on the B, and then a new color on the C, and I went with the C. And I just left A and B how it is because that's how Kerri rolls, and it tells a little story.
I love it. Oops, sorry. So yeah, Hannah's conversion is in the shop. So it's a floss pack. And what linen did you use?
Billie Jean.
Yeah, 40 count Billie Jean.
And it's so cute and tiny. It's like really,
it's beautiful.
Really tiny.
So before I brought this chart into the shop, when I showed it to you, you said, oh, I already have that one.
Yeah. So I purchased the digital pattern from Jacob's website because, well, I'm going to butcher this, but it says Surud a Sipide, and that is Persian for Song of the Morning. So if you don't know, I have a smattering of parrots. And our house is quite loud when the sun comes up. As soon as it becomes daylight, they start calling us. It's called flock calling, and our house is pretty loud in the morning. So it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek song of the morning.
Song of the morning.
Because sometimes you just want to like put socks in your ears. It's a lot some mornings.
Yeah. Oh. But it's lovely. And so your idea was to frame that and hang it over the door
of the aviary. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It turned out so nicely.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it.
So you're going to take that over to the framers, I think,
am.
Soon. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you can show it again when it's done.
That's right.
Beautiful. The main things that I have to show today, I've got some shop models back from my friend Neale, who does all of my framing for me, and so I thought I would share these with you because I think I've shared the finished models, but not as they were fully finished. And I stitched none of this. I stitched none of this. So what should I start with? Start smallest to biggest?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Swans at River House. Did I get that? I think I got that right. Swans at River.
So.
Swans at River House.
We should know by now to
I know. To look these things up before. I know. I made 0 notes today. 0 notes. This is a chart by Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch, and the model was stitched by our friend Gwyneth. So Gwyneth put in hers and her husband's initial. And now that it's framed, Gwyneth, I'm sorry, it's staying here. So you and Perry will have to come and visit it. But it's such a beautiful stitch. What I love about this chart, this is, the linen is Roxy Floss Co. Catnap. Now I know the chart itself, the cover photo of the chart, the linen looks quite a bit darker, but it is actually the same piece. This is the one that was used for the cover model. So believe it or not, this is the same linen. This is the called for that Ellen chose. It's called Catnap. And if you look at the house, the stitching is done with letting the fabric shine through as part of the color of the house. So you're stitching the bricks, but you don't have to do the fill-in. And it creates this really beautiful textured finish. And I'll look at the snowflakes in the water. Love it. It's just so pretty. I think Neale just chose a perfect frame.
Neale always.
He does.
Just
well,
does
he
a
painted.
bang-up job.
Painted the frame to
Oh,
match
did he?
the color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
He always does.
Beautiful. So that is the Swans at River House. I think this was a 40. I'm gonna have to use my eyeballs here. It's a 40 count. 40 count catnap. Oh, you know what I never noticed? That's 10 stitch in the water. That's not a full cross.
Oh,
did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh, that's
probably
neat.
noticed it when I stuck it up close to the screen, but because I took my glasses off and had a really good look, the water is done with 10th stitch. So it's just the bottom leg of the stitch, which would go really quickly and creates that nice effect. So it's 40 count catnap and the called for Roxy Floss Co. floss. Beautiful. Okay, I just want to make sure I keep everything neat, tidy
I like
here.
your shirt, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
I love the thumb holes.
Kerri told me to try
Athleta.
Oh,
is that an
Athleta.
Athleta shirt?
and it's
Very
an
cool.
Athleta shirt. So yes, thanks.
Excellent.
Thanks to you. Good
Yeah.
suggestion.
I love Athleta.
Yeah,
if anybody has
very
like,
comfy, cozy.
completely abnormally long arms,
Which I
Athleta's
do.
the place to go.
I have very long arms.
Yeah.
You know, my father, my mom's nickname for him was Gorilla Arms because he really did have very, very, very long arms. I seem to have inherited them. But yeah, nice long arms. And you have long arms too,
I have
don't you?
horrendously long arms. Like none of my shirts can go in the dryer because they'll just shrink
Oh
up.
yeah, and mine, I have a long torso as well, so even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fun, this is just a sidebar, but my youngest daughter, in her elementary school, the rule was that shorts had to be, if you put your arm at the side of your body, your shorts in the summer or in the warmer months couldn't be any shorter than your fingertips on your legs. And she's got freakishly long arms as well. And she went through all of elementary school wearing Bermudas.
Oh, because she couldn't find. Yeah. Aw.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Okay. Next.
Love
I love this piece so much. I was kind of jealous that Ellen stitched us a model because I really want to stitch this. So I think I'm going to give this one back to Ellen just so that I can stitch the model for here. This is Matter's Choice by Carriage House Sampling. Look at that. Oh, it's just so gorgeous.
Yes.
So Ellen chose to stitch this on Kerri's lentil linen. This was a 36 count lentil and 1 strand of floss over 2, and the floss that she used is darkest sage, so it's green on green.
It is lovely.
Yeah, and it's Ellen stitched this model, and what I love about this piece is that it's not overly huge, but every time you look at it you notice a different motif that's fun and pretty. I love alphabets too. I love stitching alphabets. Alphabets and houses. So Matter's choice. And so yeah, we brought in the chart and Ellen stitched it. Beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
Again, perfect frame.
Oh yeah.
Sets it off gorgeously.
You'd
Not a word.
almost think Neale did this for a living at
You'd
one
think
point.
so. You'd think he did. He's retired now, but he does more for John and I here at Evertote, I think, than he ever planned on doing in his retirement. So both Kathy and Neale have been amazing. They were the owners of my local needle workshop and are retired. Okay, now last but not least. Now listen, Neale actually stitched this piece. Neale stitched this model. Neale framed this model. And Neale did something very, very cool to the frame. So let me show you the stitching
Hold
first.
on to your socks.
Like, this is so phenomenal. So many of you will be familiar with the Here Be Dragons piece by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. And on Jacob's chart, it's Latin. Hic sun dracones, I think, is the Latin. I think. Don't quote me, but it's something like that. But it means Here Be Dragons. There's a companion piece, Here Be Lions, and
not Here by Kitties.
not Here Be Kitties. That's right. Though it is a big kitty. So Neale thought that he would like to stitch this piece, and he said, but you know, I would really like to change it up a bit. Do you mind if I have a bit of fun with it? I said, no, go for it. So this is what he came up with. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So, of course, he changed the Latin to English, so it says Here Be Dragons. He did say that he had a bit of trouble charting the word dragons at the bottom because, of course, the G wanted to come down a little low. So he just played around with it on graph paper until it sat the way he wanted it to. And he turned a monochromatic piece into a 3-color piece. So, and not only that, he's so clever. He even put the information of how he changed it right on the back. So I'm not usually organized enough to do that, but he is. Great idea. So he used charcoal for the border, the Azizi border. Now, Azizi, what that term means basically is that you're stitching the background and the design itself pops out from the fabric. And he used smoke for the gray. So the very outer border, the inner border, and all of the little crosses inside are the color smoke. And then the dragon, he stitched with Inappropriate.
From this angle, the texture on it is unbelievable.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He used a 32 count porcelain linen. Everything Roxy Floss Co. So it just is such a stunning change, right? And so I have to tell you, before I show you the extra little doodad up close there, that's amazing. This inspired at least one customer to do their own version of it. And
excellent.
she chose Cheshire for the dragon.
Oh,
And I can't remember the other colors that she put with it, but you had that one of a kind lilac 36 count.
Yeah.
So she put the Cheshire on that, and then some others around it, like plum shadow.
Oh,
Cheshire, plum shadow, and there was one
Yeah.
more color I can't remember.
that would do it.
But you know, just thinking out of the box, right? Mm-hmm. You can make these pieces and just turn them into something so cool. So now let me bring you in close for what little extra he added in. With his skill saw. Skill saw? I don't know. Scroll saw, I think.
Yeah, skill saw does
Okay.
straight lines and a scroll saw does.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, scroll saw. He put a dragon into the frame itself. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Yeah, amazing. Very, very, very cool.
I know, there.
So, yeah,
That's fantastic.
amazing. Here be dragons. Very cool. So those are the new shop models that are here
Not
to
bad,
stay
not bad.
at the Evertote workshop. I was asked the other day, actually. That was a question I wasn't expecting. They said, you always call it the workshop. Why do you call it? Why don't you call it a store? Is that a Canadian thing?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and so I thought about it, and no, it's not a Canadian thing. A store, we do call them stores, but this isn't like a store. It's not a retail store.
Yeah.
We only open up once every 6 weeks or so. We're probably not even going to have another open house until maybe May or June. I don't even know.
It's going to start ramping up soon.
Yeah, but this whole building, we make stuff here all day long. You know, Kerri's down in the cheese and crackers room, dying her little heart out, and Matt and I are upstairs sewing bags, and we've got you know, Lee and Louise and Erica and Hannah all, you know, wrapping, packing, winding. And then Terrence is in, we have 2 rooms here at the workshop also dedicated to Hearthside Craftworks, where all of the staining and the very final sanding and the assembly of all of our Hearthside lap frames and Mark II frames, that all happens here as well. So it is a workshop. You called it a beehive once, which I love.
Busy little beehive.
Yeah.
In the little yellow brick.
In the little yellow brick house.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's not really a store. It's the workshop. I know is kind of a funny word, but it's the best word I can think of, really.
And I always refer to my cheese and cracker room as a studio. So
Yeah.
Daniel calls it a witch kitchen.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
So we should show you this, because this is a pattern by our friend Michelle McPhee, who is Sterling Stitches. And this is Michelle's pattern, Kitchen Witch. Look at this.
And I need that on the door of my...
Yeah, so
Going
we're
down to
gonna
my
frame
studio.
this model and put it on Kerri's door, which I love. Yeah, that's such a fun piece. Okay, do you want to take a turn? You can take a turn.
Sure.
I have a few other things to share.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I haven't been doing a lot of stitching. Just I've been having some sinus issues, and I can't seem to use my eyeballs very good when I've got a sinus headache, which I think is pretty normal. So I'm gonna get Caroline to hold this. So really, this is my Turkish Delight conversion that I've been plugging away on. I think.
Oh, Kerri.
I think I'd stopped up here, like I think that was a page. So I finished coming down, I finished that page, and then I've started into another page, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with
These
it.
colors are just
I really like it.
phenomenal.
It is definitely a sum of all of its parts, right?
Wow. Wow.
And I'm working in a different manner as well. I've gone to a 10 needle system where all the frequently used colors, I don't know how many colors are in this, 13 maybe, 13 or 14. All the major colors are threaded. I leave threaded on a needle just so that I can grab and go. Look at the camphor on it. I'm gonna have to like use that lint roller.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus. What are the what's the pink and the purple in there? Do you know? Do you remember? These ones there.
I want to say plum. No.
Sugar
Sugar plum. And
Oh,
then,
an afternoon tea.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful together.
And then I can't remember what that really light one
it
is.
Frosé or bubbly? Or
I don't think it's either.
milkshake?
You know what? I can't remember.
It's in the floss pack
I didn't even bring
online.
the
I mean,
floss
yeah,
pack.
the names of the flosses are listed in the pack.
Yeah.
But what a beauty!
I love it.
What a beauty! That's
Yeah.
really coming together. You're really, it's going to be gorgeous.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm very, very excited to see a finish on this one.
Yeah, beautiful.
But, yeah.
gorgeous.
I would actually like to finish it by Stitch North too.
Ooh, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
That middle medallion.
Oh,
The colors
I
in
can't
there.
even. Yeah.
Colors in there are so good.
Yeah, I had to stop what I was, my methodic way of tackling it. And when I saw Melissa from Sheba Designs,
Yeah.
I had to jump over and get that started.
Yeah. I don't need to. Sorry, I'm touching your stuff.
That's right. And then my cousin purchased it as well.
Oh, really?
And she is a bottom,
Bottom up.
she's bottom up.
Yeah.
So I see the bottom of it and it's like, I can't wait to. Yeah.
Oh, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Thanks.
I like it.
I like it. And then because I don't need my eyes for knitting, I basically
She really
knocked out-
doesn't. She'll just sit there and knit and be
Yeah.
looking around the room.
So
That is beautiful yarn.
thanks.
Wow.
So one of my favorite sweaters that I've knitted in the fall was the DRK Everyday sweater, and that is by Renee Knits, Andrea Mallory. I just love it so much. I wear it so often. I need to get a few more into the rotation so I don't blow through the elbows on this sweater. So, so here I am. I started and got through. I'm at the ribbing on the waist on this, so it's taken me a week and a half. It's but
Just a week
Yeah.
and a half. That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah. So I should have the ribbon.
You are
done by
an
tomorrow
amazing
night,
knitter.
and-
Like
thanks.
I really
enjoy it.
admire your skill.
Thank you. And
She wears her sweaters all the time here. They're beautiful.
I really do. Well, I had a big accident with dye once, like where I had a splashback on my favorite DRK sweater.
Oh, no.
And it's a lighter, it's still mottled. Is that mottled?
Yeah,
A tweedy?
Marl.
Marled, there you go. I should know these things, but I don't. Yeah, and I was dyeing, I think, chalkboard, and it splashed back on me, and I lost it. Like it went. So I'm an undershirt girl, so I have my undershirt on, my bra, my undershirt, my sweater, and it actually stained my bra. That's how much dye I got on me, and so I whipped off my sweater and I started rinsing it with cold water, but because my sweaters are wool and I deal with cotton dyes, there was no reaction, so it rinsed right out. However, my bra had cotton in it, so it did not rinse out. That's okay. That's okay.
I can see you down there in the cheese and cracker room, stripped to your skivvies.
Yeah.
So what's the yarn?
Yeah, you can take that
Can
out.
I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's from Mountain Meadow.
Mountain Meadow wool. Touch
Yeah.
the West. It's U.S. wool.
Yeah.
Tweeds. Oh, it's a tweeds. Okay. Grown on Little Ranch, Buffalo, Wyoming.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So Andrea Mallory this was actually the colorway and the yarn that she knit her
It's
model.
focusing on your face.
Sorry.
There we go.
The circle is real.
There. Yeah.
So yeah, the model, Andrea Mallory's model was stitched out of this. And
Okay.
in this colorway, actually, the flint. But my first one was like an oatmeal color.
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful
And
sweater.
I love it. I just love it. And as probably a lot of you know, I came from the knitting industry and the indie dyed yarn industry. So we dealt with a lot of superwash yarns. So I've really enjoyed purchasing and knitting with breed specific yarns and non-superwashed. So yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, opened up a whole new world to me.
It's a gorgeous sweater.
Thank you.
And as always, it will be super flattering on you.
Oh, thank you. I love it. It
Pretty.
is definitely a staple. It's one of those sweaters that works with everything.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Thanks.
Gorgeous.
So that's me. That's what I've done. Oh, and then I did bring this. So I do like Nutella sometimes. So I had this little jar of Nutella, and I guess maybe I bought it in the fall.
Okay.
But I went to throw out the container, and look at the label on it. It's a cross stitch. I don't know, is that focus?
It's a cross stitch bread.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cross stitch bread. So I ripped the label off. I'm totally hacking this. I'm doing this.
That's hilarious.
I'll hang it in our kitchen.
It is too.
Isn't that sweet?
That is really fun.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's so fun. I love Nutella as well.
Yeah.
We were in Chicago a while ago.
Yes.
They actually have a Nutella cafe.
They do too. Not far from the Chicago mixed popcorn place.
Oh, I did not see the mixed popcorn place. We did
Yeah.
not go into the Nutella cafe, but I was
It's on
tempted.
Michigan, right?
Hmm?
It's on the Michigan,
I don't
the
know
main
the
street?
names of the streets. That's John's job. He's so funny.
Yeah.
He always says, "You never know where we are when we're going." I said, "No, that's what you're for." We get there and I know where I need to be. Okay, so I have a few new starts.
Excellent.
I have a few new starts, but I'll show you first of all. Womp womp. This was this is my C is for Coffee stitch along. Beth Twist Heartstring Samplery. And I am hosting a stitch along for this. It's the OTGN Coffee SAL. I've got videos up at the moment once a week over on my other YouTube channel, which is Off the Grid Needlearts. And also I'm posting my progress on my stories on Instagram at Evertotes. So that's my Instagram page, which is at Evertotes. And yours is?
At Roxy Floss Co with a period in
there's
there somewhere.
There's a dot in there somewhere.
I think it Roxy
dot Floss Co?
Floss Co?
Or roxyfloss.co.
You'll find it, I'm sure.
If you look for Roxy Floss,
Yeah.
you'll find her. Yeah. So I was doing really well. This was week 1. This was week 2. And then yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I am 3 days behind now. I started the coffee cup in the middle for week 3. And then I realized very quickly that the coffee cup was off. It was correct on this side, but it was off by a stitch on this side. And I thought, there's a mistake in there somewhere. So I hunted and hunted and I found it, and it was up here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had started, it doesn't matter what I did. It really doesn't matter what I did. The important thing is that it was wrong. And because, as you can see, everything that's on the inside fits nicely, I did not want to have to spend the next 2 weeks fudging the inside to make it work. It was just easier to rip it all out. So I had part of the coffee cup done, so I ripped that out, and then I ripped out all of this border.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I have to restitch that, but that's okay. It's fine. We like stitching, right?
Yeah.
The
yeah,
ripping out is, I'll tell you.
it's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, but also it's frustrating because especially with these smaller motifs, where you're sewing all of your ends in, it's not easy to rip out. Like it doesn't come out easily. There's no salvaging that floss. It's time to get the seam ripper and just like rip it out. And so that's annoying. But fortunately, I have enough floss. I have enough floss. But in the pack itself, I have enough floss to redo that. Yeah. So this I showed this, but not the saga behind it on the Flosstube that I did on Tuesday. And I also shared another piece that I'm working on currently, which is the, I started Nuri's data portraits in Paris, 1900.
Amazing.
I'm going to insert a photo of my start here. I've only gotten to day 4, well behind the stitch along. And I talked, because it started February 1st and went through the whole month. I talked in great detail about this project on Tuesday's Flosstube, so I'm not going to go into it again here, but to say that I'm enjoying that piece is an understatement. It's just so meaningful and colorful, and I like Nuri, and I like the design of the project. I like the history behind, like learning about the history behind. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So
and little wins, like it seems
Yeah.
like it's just
Yeah.
little bite size.
Yeah. So anyways, the reason I thought about talking about it again is because I'm actually using the red, the leftover red from my coffee stitch along has become my red in that piece. I'll pop in a quick photo here of where I'm at with that. I had 2 other new starts.
Wow.
One of them I have less than the other, so I'll show you that one first. This one, I had to start this. And this was entirely enabled by Daniel and a customer's order here who ordered the chart and floss, and he was kitting it up, and he came upstairs and he said, you have to see this floss pack. He said, for Dorothy's vase. And I said, oh, I've seen that. I've seen Hannah's picture of that. He said, no. Look at the floss. And so he brought the floss up.
My goodness.
And it's like spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like early spring in floss. And it literally is. It's all the perfect greens and like teals, just fresh spring. And I tell you, if you've been having the winter weather that we've been having lately, ice and more ice, this is just, it's just, I don't know, there was just something really I just gravitated towards it, as clearly Daniel did as well.
I'm a sucker for blues and greens put
Yeah.
together, and also for pinks and oranges.
Oh yeah.
Love that combination.
So I had to start it. So this is Dorothy's Vase by Ellen, maximum cross stitch. And I did, again, I talked about this on Tuesday, but not everybody watches everything. So I'm telling you again, or I'm telling you for the first time, Ellen based this piece off of a piece of embroidery that she has that her grandma did. And her grandma's name was Dorothy. So that's why it's Dorothy's Vase. So the colors in this palette are amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Ellen stitched her model on Porcelain, Roxy Floss Co. Porcelain, but Daniel said, you're gonna stitch this on something else so that we have a different sample so that you can show people that it'll look good on something else as well. So Porcelain, and I've started mine on these scroll rods are a little too long. That's all I had that were empty. This is Panettone. So it's a little bit darker, and I know it's getting a little bit blown out in the light, but it's a much warmer neutral. The Porcelain is, and I mean, let's face it, these colors are gonna they look amazing on a white linen. So this is just something a little bit different. Panettone is a warm neutral brown. And so yeah, that's my teeny little start. The bottom of the vase, and I had to stitch, this is Pacific, the start of there. Yeah. So that's that color in that circle there. And then in the bottom of the vase, you can't really see it because it's black mixed with the Whiz. And the Whiz is from the Wizard of Oz, because it's green. And where is it? Oh, look at that green. So that's the Whiz. So that is in the second line of it, beside charcoal. So black beside that beautiful dark green. It's gonna be so beautiful. I'm in Peridot. Look at this color. You know, you are really good.
Oh, thanks.
You know, you make the most beautiful colors. I love your colors.
Thanks. I enjoy making them.
I just love your colors so much. And I know I sell them, and but you know what? I know I'm biased, but she really does make great colors. They just make me happy. They're really good. So yeah, and what is that one? Ooh, grassy mixed in there as well. I mean, just an unexpected fresh green. Ellen really nailed this palette. It's so good together. Oh, and pinery.
Oh, I love pinery. That's a good one.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So anyways, that's one of my new starts, Dorothy's Vase. I know that at least one other person on Instagram messaged me and said, oh, I want to start that one too. So they are, we've got a hashtag. If you're going to stitch Dorothy's Vase, hashtag Dorothy's Vase. Easy
Very
peasy.
clever.
Easy peasy, that's right. Ellen has PDFs available of all of her charts that have been released so far. If you are a PDF stitcher, you can find those on her website, MaximumCrossStitch.com. And here at Evertote, we carry the physical copies. So yeah, so I started that. I started it this morning because I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I had to do it. The other new start, and I tell you, I have been wanting to stitch this since last year. This is Quaint Rose Needlearts. You're gonna sense a spring theme here. Quaint Quakers, spring. Look at the little pigs.
So cute.
Right? I love this chart so much. Now, we released this last year with Macy. She did, it was something that she sent to me. She said, oh, I've been working on this thing with Roxy Floss. Do you like it? Would you like to, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. But it was like, I think spring was either just then or it had passed, and then before I knew it, it was fall. And so we brought these into the shop last year, and I don't have a model. So I thought, well, we need a shop model.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just happened to have a piece of 46 count porcelain linen in my room
goodness.
that just needed, it was begging to be used. So look at my tiny little start.
Look at that.
Isn't it? There. It's tiny and perfect, and I am absolutely in love with it. That's like 3 evenings of tired stitching late at night. So it's really repetitive, and you know, 46 count with a good light, and my glasses off, I'm happy as a clam. It's so pretty. I love that flower in the corner. All those delicate little pops of pink in there. Beautiful.
So you know when sometimes the cover photo doesn't really do justice to the chart? In my opinion, this cover photo is brilliant.
Yeah,
it looks
it's good.
fantastic.
It's
and
good
then when I
artwork.
just saw the actual, it was like, what?
I know,
Blew
right?
my mind.
When I started stitching it, I'm like, this is even better.
Yeah.
This is even better. So,
Yeah,
oh, I've got
look at
I still have my quilt batting. I tend to put quilt batting on under the scroll rods to catch the twill, the webbing. It just, I don't know, just because I'm a bit fussy, but anyways, that's how I like it. I love it so much. It's so delicate and pretty, and the colors are gorgeous. So I've got 2 different spring feels here. I've got early spring, new sprouts, and then I've got, oh, the flowers are coming out, and it's bright and warm and happy. And so this is Macy's Floss Pack, and it's gorgeous. Raspberry puree mixed with flamingo.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous. Love it. Oh, and there's tickled pink as well. So those 3 pinks.
Very nice.
Yeah, beautiful. Love it. Oh, so good. I think that's it.
Wow.
I know.
That was very succinct. Who are
For
we?
Caroline. I know what you meant. Oh, you know what? I had one of my hairs on there. Sorry. There. Now you can see it without one of my.
If everybody's returned from vomiting in the bathroom.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I have a lot of hair.
Oh goodness.
You're grounded. Oh.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Right?
I really like it. Yeah, you're not stitching those individually, right? You're carrying that
Oh
pink.
no, that's a good question. I'll show you the back because I am most definitely carrying the floss. But I am sewing it in.
Okay.
So I flip the frame, flip, sew it under, flip, sew the next stitch, because I like it, again, I'm fussy. I like it to be attached. I don't like knowing that it's loose in the back.
Okay.
It makes me squirrely. Even though it's so small and it's just a few stitches, I like to know that it's tacked down.
I would just carry my thread, but I would pin stitch every single one of those.
Oh.
But not tack down.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I tack it down and then take the next stitch.
Because if I'm going to carry the thread on the back, I don't want it to get loosey-goosey.
Right. So similar.
Yeah.
Same, but different.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love that. Oh, so fun. Yeah.
Very nice.
That's it. So yeah. I guess we should just mention here briefly, we did put out a video, we put up a private video yesterday if you're attending Stitch North this year, the Stitch North cross stitch retreats, either April or May weekend. The Evertote, Roxy Floss Co, Leanne Von Leyen 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers, that is now live and available. The video really explains everything about the project. Yeah. So you will have received an email with a link to that YouTube video. Before you ask questions about the project, like, you know, how much fabric do I need for the entire, go watch the video, because it's a little bit of a difficult concept to share. So I did the best I could.
Yeah, you definitely need visuals.
Yeah. So if you watch the video and you still have more questions, please feel free to email us at any time. We still have space in our Modern Folk Embroidery retreat, which is in October of this coming year.
That's coming up here before we know it.
I will say, if this is a pull for anyone, which I think it would be, weekend 2 has lower attendance. Neither weekend I don't think is going to sell out, because it's a rather expensive venture. Fully, like I admit that. It's fully kitted up with a project, and it's a big, one of them is a really, really big project and the other one is a smaller project. But keep in mind that price is in Canadian dollars. The retreat registration and the project, everything that's included, that's in Canadian dollars. It's not priced in US funds. So if you're looking at coming, just keep that in mind. Convert the cost to US dollars and you'll have a better idea of what the cost is. Weekend 2 has lower attendance. You've got a much greater chance of getting to spend some one-on-one time with Jacob DeGraff of Modern Folk Embroidery. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
There's more information on our website, evertote.ca. Yeah. Whew. All right. Well, time to get back to work.
Yeah.
You need to get back down to the cheese and cracker room, and I need to get back up to the sewing machine. You should tell them why you call it the cheese and cracker room.
Oh, well, when I just decided to make the transition from an at-home studio, aka my laundry room, to a bigger studio so I could produce more. My husband was concerned because I am very much a homebody, and it is in the lower level of this building, and I don't know, how he was trying to rein me back was that, well, you're in the lower level and you don't have natural daylight, and I just laughed because I don't know if he expected that I was going to get locked down there, and in the gap under the door they'd be sliding me the processed cheese slices and saltines or something. So now it's the cheese and cracker room.
Feeding her snacks under the door because she was going to be forced to stay down there forever and ever.
Yeah, I get here at 9 in the morning and I don't see daylight until 5, and I don't know what he thought, but of course he only had my best interest in mind, but it did make me laugh.
So kitchen witch, and then underneath that you need cheese and cracker room.
Yeah.
So cool.
It has to be processed cheese slices though, because there'd be so much Luna fur there. Oh, anyway.
Okay, we better say goodbye. I'm actually crying.
And we're gonna lose batteries, so.
We are.
Okay.
We'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
We're back on schedule again.
I know, we're back on schedule again. Happy stitching, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.